Welcome everyone to today's class, which is one of the important topics that I think is not really addressed. And the medical field is not doing a good job on helping us to handle it. So today I really wanted this to be more of a conversation than a sales pitch, or just more of showing you what you can buy, but helping you understand how your body works, understand what the symptoms that you are getting mean. And from that perspective, being able to know what interventions are available for you, interventions that you can do on your own right at home, and interventions that can supplement what you are already doing at home. Because we know that uh, life has its ups and downs. Sometimes you are doing well at home and then life happens, everything falls off. And also things have changed over time, that even what we thought we were doing really well, naturally is no longer working. So that's really what a conversation that I want us to have today. And just type in the chat box for me why you joined this class, what really spoke to you, that made you register for this class. So let's just type there on the chat box and get a feel of that. Why did you enroll for this class? Is it because you think your metabolic health is somehow compromised? Or is it because you are just, interested? Just type there for me on the chat box. Okay, so I'm looking, anticipated a lesson on metabolic, treating it myself just out of self-interest. Okay, thank you, Violet. Interest and not feeling 100%. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much for those who have actually shared. So today, the goal is to really unpack metabolic health in very, very simple terms that everyone can be able to identify whether they have a healthy metabolic health or not, and why it's important that we need to have a metabolic health awakening. And then to also briefly explore the relationship between health span, biological aging, and metabolic health, because they are intertwined. And then lastly, share with you some of the tools that can help you slow down, improve your metabolic health, and also help slow down biological aging. Because you are going to be surprised to learn that a poor metabolic health actually leads to biological aging. So I'm just going to help you get an understanding of metabolic health, and then look at the three-phase rooted grace healing path to restore your metabolic health. Look at the natural interventions that are available at your fingertips, and then what other interventions that could supplement what you are already doing, and then how to really start carving that path. And like I said, that this is one way it's not really going to be a hard sell, but it's going to be raising your awareness and then showing you what's actually possible. So everything that we go through in life, uh, especially in terms of our health, is actually designed to work in a way that supports how our body works. And that's really how it is. So I always tell people that our body is so intelligent, it is designed to heal itself. That is why from everything, whether is a child being born, is a natural process, unless you have a complication. That is why back then, our great grandparents would give birth at home because there was no midwife, there was nothing, because it's a natural process. And that's why animals give birth in the bush, no midwife, no hospital. So that's how the body, it knows when it's time for you to give birth, when it's time for you to get into puberty, all of those things. So the body is so intelligent, it is designed to take care of itself, to renew, revive, and heal itself, provided we give it what it needs. And if you look at what life, our health really needs, it boils down to about four things. That is food, not just eating for the sake of filling our tummies, but giving the body the nutrients that they need so that they can produce the energy for us to do other things, and even for the body to process some of the things that it needs to do. So at that foundational level is nutrition and digestion. And then secondly, there is movement. I've removed metabolism intentionally because sometimes we think metabolic health is just metabolism, but it's more than that. So you're going to look at movement, we pair it with metabolism, because that's the second step where the body converts the food that you eat into the energy that powers your cells. And then the third one is rest, mostly falling under sleep, because when we sleep, that's when the body recharges, repairs itself. That's when the body eliminates waste, take the food that you have eaten, extract the nutrients to power the body, and then eliminate the waste through number one, number two, or even sweating. And that is paired with managing stress, because whenever we are not able to regulate our emotions, it impacts how we sleep, it impacts everything from how we move, how we metabolize food, to how we digest the food. And then the fourth part is reducing toxic load. The body is designed to heal itself, even to detoxify. Nowadays, we talk about detoxifying our body. We are actually helping it. The body knows how to do that. The reason why we need to help it nowadays is because we are overloading the body with external toxic. The body is designed to eliminate the toxics that are inside, the toxics that it produces as a byproduct of some of its cellular pathways. But now we are bringing in excess toxins from outside, and those are affecting how the body processes our food and how the body eliminates, because if there is an overburden of toxic, the body won't eliminate all of it, and it's going to stay in the body. The other time I had a session over the weekend, I was telling people that when our body does not eliminate, it's like when you have your dustbin, your garbage bin in the kitchen is full, and days pass without you emptying it, and everything is decomposed there. So that's what happens there. And then to support all these four, we can actually supplement all of these things. We call it smart supplementation, because you need to choose which supplements you are using, because they are not all created equally. So what is metabolic health? This is what I want us to just quickly unpack, because most of the time, like I said, we think metabolism is just about weight. So we think metabolic health is just the metabolism and about the weight. But actually, our metabolic health is the state of our body's ability to efficiently process nutrients from the food we eat and convert it into energy. So that's that whole process there. And it is really linked to the cellular integrity. How healthy are our cells more than anything else. So it reflects a balance of, a state of balance in our body, and good metabolic health is linked to a lower risk of chronic disease like heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. And it means if it is low, then you're gonna get more of that. So metabolic health is our body's ability to really process the energy, stabilize our blood sugar, regulate our hormones, maintain emotional balance, repair our cells, manage inflammation, store and burn fat efficiently. So that's really what it is. So when your metabolic health is strong, you feel lighter. Life feels lighter. And when it's compromised, everything feels sticky. It feels hard. So these are the things that metabolic health influences there. Everything, your energy, your hormones, your blood sugar, your cravings, your weight, mood, inflammation, even aging. That is why some people look much older than their age. It's because their metabolic health has long been compromised. And when it comes to blood sugar, research has shown that by the time that you go to the hospital, they check your blood and they say you are pre-diabetic or you've got diabetes. It means your metabolic health has been compromised for 10 to 20 years down the line before it was detected. So that is why sugar diabetes is one of the really most dangerous, in terms of the chronic health conditions that we have. I know people have taken high blood pressure high, but the sugar diabetes is actually one of the critical ones there. So why is our metabolic health, why does it matter? Because research has shown that 93% of adults have metabolic dysfunction, and this impacts their daily life, being able to do everything they need to be doing, their body processing their food and everything. And it also even impacts their biological age, like I shared with you what that means. And that means like 93% of us are living with metabolic stress without realizing it. So this is why you may feel tired, foggy, inflamed, overwhelmed, or even when you are still trying your best, it's like there's that weight that is actually pushing you down there. There's someone who has not muted themselves. Okay, thank you. So that's what happens there. So let's look at some of the symptoms of a compromised metabolic health. Fatigue. If you can't go through the whole day without having to pick yourself up with something to eat, or just feeling tired even when you just woke up. Cravings, feeling like nibbling something. If you cannot just eat 2 or 3 meals a day without snacking in between, your metabolic health is compromised. Brain fog is where it's like you don't have clarity. Belly fat. If you have got fat that is concentrated on your tummy, there is weight gain, but there is weight gain, excess weight gain, and then there is also belly fat, where the weight gain is just around the tummy, the belly. Is a sign of a compromised metabolic health. Poor sleep, mood swings, inflammation. Inflammation is where the body has been, your immune system has been compromised, but the body is not able to switch that ambulance off. So when you get injured or something, the body sends the white blood cells to go and fight. They said, okay, there is something that's happening. Let's send the ambulance with the siren there. Then the siren goes wee 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 wee. So if your immune system is working properly, That siren should be able to address that. So within a short period of days. But now, if so, I'll just give an example that say, let's say you have got a flu. So the body is gonna pick it, and then it's gonna send the white blood cell go and fight that flu. And so that siren should now, after the flu has been addressed, it should stop, and then you heal very quickly. But if the siren does not stop and the flu lingers for a very long time, it's like the body is still seeing there's danger, there's danger. Oh, thank you very much for Mary, for the ambulance. Yeah, it's like now the siren cannot keep quiet. So that's what inflammation looks like. And whenever you feel pain anywhere in your body, it's because there is inflammation that has not stopped. So inflammation, when it happens for a short period of time, is okay, it's healthy. That's how the body protects itself so that you don't get, you don't injure yourself even further. But when it continues and becomes chronic, then there is a problem. And then there is early aging, where uh, you quickly, all of a sudden, you look like you are 60 when you have 20 or 30. So we see that happening a lot. And those are signs of a compromised metabolic health. Once it's not addressed, it spirals into, it could be your blood sugar, it could be your sugar diabetes, it's going to affect your kidneys, it's going to affect your liver and all of those things. So what I love about all these health challenges is that these are things that are visible. They are visible because you can either go to the hospital and check some of these. You can go and check your blood sugar level and see what's going on there. You can tell whether you have an appetite that does not feel like you are getting satiated. If you feel like eating and eating and eating, it's a sign of a compromised metabolic health. Ideally, you need to eat, feel satiated, and then eat after some time. So you can actually even eat one meal a day. You can even eat one meal a day. And whenever I say that, people get surprised and say, "You mean you can just eat one meal a day?" Yes, you can. You can eat one meal a day. And you don't even need all of those many meals that you are eating. Like I'm saying that the medical profession sold us many, many lies. And the food industry, you don't need to be waking up and eating every day. Especially when you wake up, you are not hungry. Your body has stored the energy. There is energy to last you until around 11 or 12. But because Kellogg were selling their cornflakes and they say breakfast is the first meal of the day, and you start eating the sugar and it dips your energy. So you can test all of these things. You can look at your hair, the quality of your hair. You can feel your joints, your nails, your skin. It can tell you whether it's healthy or not. Your sleep, your stress, your weight. All of these things are markers, that are visible and detectable. And there are always signs there when your immune system is compromised. It's also a metabolic if you are also underweight, because it means your body is not able to utilize the nutrients because you are eating. Where is the food that you are eating going? Where are the nutrients going? So it's either the nutrients are just being washed away, or your body cannot you cannot really use those nutrients. Because if you look at the wellness pillar, your nutrients are absorbed at the second pillar there, at the metabolism. That is where the nutrients are being absorbed from the food. Nutrition and digestion. Nutrition, you are eating the food, and then digestion is cutting them into smaller pieces. And then now metabolism, the food is being absorbed, and the nutrients are being picked up there, and the waste is gonna be, it has already been released. So that is where that is happening. So you can eat really well, healthy food, but if the body is not able to utilize those nutrients, then it's not worth it. So the things that causes metabolic imbalance, there are a number of them: stress, and especially cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone that our bodies produce when we are stressed out. It's part of our evolution. It was designed earlier on when people survived by either, hunting, so you could either run away because there was an animal coming, or you could fight it. So then the brain decided to give you this hormone called cortisol and adrenaline that allows you, that powers you, that gives you the power, to be able to. So that can you watch the class, Luda? We are just starting, and you are asking the question, how does the body? You will ask the questions after we finish if they have not been answered. So if it goes on and on, and we keep on scaring ourselves with stress, things that are not happening, it started poisoning the body as well, and it's one of the things that actually affect how the body utilizes the sugar in the body. Poor sleep. I know we have underrated sleep nowadays. We are not sleeping enough. But poor sleep, people who are diabetic, who have been diagnosed with diabetes, or even people who are not diagnosed that they're diabetic, but if your immune system is compromised, when you are stressed out, your blood sugar level goes up. When you don't sleep, because the cortisol goes up, your blood sugar level goes up. So which is why sometimes I wonder why at the hospital they say people should check their blood sugar level when they wake up. Because when you wake up, your cortisol is going to be high. So your blood sugar level is likely going to be high when you wake up because of that cortisol that is generally high. Processed food, toxins from wherever you are getting them, your products, facial products, your detergents at home, your medications. Hello, medication is part of toxins because when it enters the body sees something that's foreign. But some of them also even compete for the nutrients that you are eating from your food. Not moving enough, gut imbalance. Remember the gut-brain axis, that the gut is considered to be the second brain. When everything is not working here in the gut, it affects what's happening in the brain. And then hormonal shifts, because normally the hormones are like messengers, they are directors, they direct different functions or processes in the body. And when they start shifting the wrong way, then the message doesn't arrive. Like when we get into ovulation, there is a hormone, there are hormones they shifting, say, okay, ovulation, release that blood. So if the message doesn't come, you miss your period, but you are not pregnant, or you get many, many periods in a month, because that's the message. The message has been skewed. So that's really what's happening there. So if you look at the symptoms that I've shared, you are going to then realize that all of those other things that are there are actually preventing us from living our most powerful life because they are affecting our metabolic health. I've already shared, most of those when I was explaining there. And that's what falls here in the wellness pyramid. For those of you who are not doTERRA members, this is the wellness pyramid. I've explained it, but it wasn't really visual there. So these are just some of the doTERRA products that support our wellness at each of those different pillars there. So it shows you that you can be supported from that nutrition and the informed self-care. Informed self-care is, I didn't talk about it, is where we are looking at targeted solutions. So the other four pillars are like mandatory. So your life depends on them. And if your life is optimal, those things they are all working well. But because we have really compromised our health in so many ways, we always have gaps. And those gaps, we can fill them here at the informed self-care as targeted solutions. So these ones, like I'm saying, this is what your life depends on it. Your life depends on it working well, but here now, if there are gaps that are caused by those factors that I talked about, not doing what you need to be doing, not giving the body what it needs to be doing, then you need to now intentionally support it. But if you are informed and you know what the gap is, which is what we are doing today, you are going to be informed to know where your gaps are and to even know where can you start, what can you do. Okay, I've already talked about that. So there are actually 5 pillars of metabolic health, even though there are many symptoms, of a compromised metabolic health, but there are just 5 key. I normally add, I don't know what, but I think I add detoxifications here because it's very, very important there as well. So is eating healthy, daily movement, healthy connections, stress management, and supplementing where you are not really doing what needed to be done. So the reason why we need this is research has shown that 6.8% of the US adult population have optimal metabolic health. 6.8 only. And I always say, if they said in the US, because we are copycats, we are copying everything that they are doing, you should count yourself in there. You should count yourself in there. And before I get into the interventions, I also want to share with you how our metabolic health and biological age are inseparable. So if your metabolic health is compromised, you are going to age very, very fast. And we are not even just aging fast. We are aging sick. And we have adopted it as the norm, because when you go to the hospital, if you are an elderly, they keep on saying, no, you are old. That's not going to heal. It's because you are old. No, it's not because you are old. It's because you have compromised your health. When you were at your peak, you did not take good care of yourself. Now you are paying the price. When you are old, you are paying that price. And you can actually even reverse that. Do you know that most of the chronic illnesses that you are told they cannot be cured, you can reverse them? You can reverse your sugar diabetes, you can reverse your high blood pressure, you can reverse your arthritis, you can reverse any health condition naturally. And most of the time you can reverse it just with food, eating the right food at the right time. And then now, if you power it with smart supplementation, you can really do that even much quicker. Okay. Okay, I don't want you to watch that video. So here, this is where I love one of the doTERRA products that they have. They created it because they've realized that we have done so well to increase our lifespan. But those last years, our health is just dwindling. Like this sharp, the curve here. This is where our health is. It happens when we are living longer. And almost everyone here has got a grandma at home. Check your grandparents. Or maybe if you are much older than me, I'm 52. You can relate that over the years, you are just breathing oxygen, but your health is not at its optimal. So they really wondered, why do we want to live this long when we are not healthy? Why not bridge this lifespan and health span gap, which is here, and extend our health span? Because the lifespan, we know how to extend it. Now, let's look at how can we extend the health span. And one of the ways that we can extend our health span is when we optimize our metabolic health. Although they do have products that can really help you do that. And why is there a lifespan and health span gap? Our aging actually starts at 25, because there is this compound, this molecule called NAD+, which is responsible for producing energy in a healthy way. So it starts dropping down at the age of 25. So by the time we are in our 50s, it has like dropped down twice. So it has really reduced. So because of that, our metabolic function will decline. But on top of this, we are also compromising our metabolic health by not eating well, eating a lot of sugar, not sleeping, not resting, all of those things that we mentioned. So then our metabolic function is also going to be declining. So it is naturally declining because the NAD plus is steadily dropping as we age. So when we started, I was talking about the symptoms that you can see with your naked eyes. And some of those symptoms of metabolic health obstacles, you can't see them with your naked eyes. So I'm going to just go through some of these obstacles, one by one, so that you can really see how they may be contributing to your life there. So the first obstacle is maturing fat cells. So when we are born, our fat cells, the quantity is fixed. So your body is not going to be generating more of those fat cells, but they can increase in size. So when we don't eat well, when we don't sleep, when our body is not processing waste and everything, properly, our fat cells start maturing. So they start growing. So here is an example of how your adipose fat cells would look like, which is why you're going to have that thick, belly waist. So they all start as small cells, like if let's say these are balloons. So they start as these small balloons here. And as your metabolic health becomes compromised, you are not eliminating, you are not giving the body what it needs, these balloons start expanding. So let's say there were like 50 blood cells, 50 fat cells in your body. The number does not increase, but it's the size that keep increasing. So they start expanding. They start expanding until they are like these fully blown balloons. And that's when now you start being overweight, when now you start having this belly fat that can't go away, whether you are going to the gym 365 days or not. And then the second metabolic health obstacle is blood sugar spikes. So remember I shared that if you cannot just eat 3 meals a day, just a bare minimum of 3 meals a day, you need to be nibbling something in between. This thing that the food industry termed snacking. In the beginning, there was no snacking. I know there are people who are older than me here. I'll maybe ask them whether they snacked. There is Tembi. I saw Tembi there. There is there's also my midi there. And I don't know who else is there. So in the beginning, we did not snack. I grew up with grandparents. So I know that there was no snacking when we were growing up. People were just eating at intermittent spaces in between. But now we are always eating, and we are eating refined carbohydrates. So whenever you eat refined carbohydrates, processed food, when it lands in the body is not seeing mafresh, the body is not seeing oats, the body is not seeing soft porridge, your motoro, the body is not seeing cornflakes, the body is just seeing that there's sugar landing in the bloodstream. And is responding to that. So it's going to pick your energy very quickly. It's going to pick your energy up. And then because it's refined and is absorbed quickly, when it finishes, you're going to drop. Your energy is going to drop again. So you're going to take it. It's like a yo-yo. Every day you are taking it, the sugar, and then up and then down and then up and then down. And what happens when our blood sugar spikes is actually what causes aging. Every time when your blood sugar spikes, you age. You age, it's going to even affect your eyesight. Most people who are diabetic and they can't see properly, their vision is impaired. When they restore their blood sugar, level, the vision also is restored. So if you want to understand how blood sugar spikes does in your body, imagine being driven by your teenager, who is not yet an experienced driver or a mature driver, and they keep on braking. So it's affecting you, but it's also affecting the car, the brakes, all of those things are being affected. So that's what happens when our blood sugar spikes there. So it's like what's happening there when the blood sugar spikes and you start not seeing properly there. Okay. Yeah. So one of the things that actually spikes our sugar, that's why I put it here, is the food that we eat. I've mentioned it there. So that is why nutrition is foundational, and they're foundational because if we don't eat properly, it's going to also affect our metabolic health. So on its own, poor nutrition is tied to 90% of the most chronic illnesses. So your high blood pressure is tied to poor nutrition there. Your diabetes is tied to poor nutrition. Even our joint pain and all of those things, they are tied to poor nutrition. So when they are not met, existing condition worsen, bone health is compromised, cardiovascular problems, hormone imbalance, low energy, metabolism, a lot actually happens there. And because of that, it also affects our digestive health. So that's what sugar does, with our digestion there. So the next metabolic health obstacle is our cellular integrity. Cellular integrity, it means, what it basically means is that your cells are operating optimally. They are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are dividing when they need to be dividing, and duplicating when they need to be duplicating. But when our cells start dividing uncontrollably, hello, this is where cancer comes in there, when our cell integrity has been compromised, and now the body is just saying, this, telling the cells to do things that are not supposed to be doing. So that is why we also need to be working on our cellular integrity, doing things that will restore our cells. And this is one of the things that we cannot really do. We can do it by eating well, but this is a key area where we need to be supplementing it, because it may not really work that well. And then the other thing is sustained energy. I talked about it, why you need to be able to eat 3 times in a day and not feeling depleted, or not feeling like your energy has actually dipped. But because of how we eat most of the time and how we live, not sleeping, not doing a lot of those things, this is actually one of the biggest problem there. So the more we are eating every now and then, the more we impact our metabolic health. So that is why intermittent fasting really works well. I keep on saying, I don't think I love to say intermittent fasting because that's how we ate. Nobody was saying, our parents were, grandparents did not say they were fasting. They weren't. They just knew how to give their digestive system a break and only eat when they are hungry. But now we are eating for emotional reasons. We are managing stress with the food. And then the other obstacle is cellular hydration, where we are not giving the body the right electrolytes, that are needed. So your sodium, your potassium. I think this is even higher now, because when modern medicine has failed to address chronic illness like high blood pressure, so instead of addressing the root cause of what's causing your blood pressure to go up, they now start saying, don't eat salt. Our body needs that salt. The problem is not the salt. The problem is that your metabolism is not able to process that salt. So the solution is not to eliminate the salt. but is to go to the root cause and address what is blocking that, the salt to be processed. So cellular hydration is one of those things. We are told drink, how many liters of water every day, and the water goes right away. So one of the things that shows that your metabolic health is compromised is when you drink the water and you pee it right away. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to stay and hydrate your cells. But if it's just running out, when you drink it, you pee it, then there is also a problem there. So you can now start looking at this to see, okay, how can I really support this? And then the other problem to metabolic health is inferior supplements. As much as we realize that we need to support the body and supplement where we are not giving it what it needs, we do not have a lot of education in terms of supplements. We don't know that not all supplements are created equally. So we are just running for any supplement that we find. When someone is selling this, you buy it. And some of those actually make matters worse because they are made of synthetics and they will bring in toxins into your body. And even now, overburden your major detoxifying organs like your kidneys, your livers, your lungs, and all of those things. So that's where the challenge actually comes. And because of all of these things, we are now trying to go to go buy other things. But I always say that before you go and buy something, tap into the natural interventions. And when you know what the body needs, even if it's not what you would need to buy, you can actually do it. So start just with your food. I know that we need to unlearn a lot of things. Our conditioning and how we grew up was eating a lot of starch and a small amount of protein, which is actually compromising our metabolic health. I think initially our parents were trying to save the meat for rainy days. And so they gave us, a small amount of meat, even though their crops were full of cattle, and gave us more starch. But the difference is that it was whole starch. It wasn't really refined starch like we are eating now. And then because modern medicine struggled to resolve things like cholesterol, which cholesterol is, there is nothing wrong with cholesterol. Your body needs it. Cholesterol is the raw material for your hormones. So if it starts going out of proportion, it means something is not working well in your body. So because of that fear now, we stopped eating healthy fats. We are stripping our food of fats. And it's even causing more metabolic dysfunction. So you want to take in more fiber, more protein, whole foods, healthy fats, and support your gut. And move that body. You can go to the gym if you want, but you can walk, you can skip, the easy things that we can actually do. So movements next year means you can move in small bites. You don't need to be doing 10 kilometers like the people who are doing marathons. And sleep more. The recommended sleeping hours is 7 to 9. We all struggle. I'm also a victim. There are times that I get it, there are times that I don't get it. And that's why I supplement for my sleep to help me get more of those there. But if we are always anxious, stressed out, and our cortisol goes up, our cravings start going up, it affects our emotional well-being and it doesn't really work very well. So we need to work on removing toxic overload. It burdens our liver, our kidney, hormones, all of those things. Your fibroids, your gallstone, that is just waste solidifying inside your body. You have not eaten any stones, you know that. But it's waste that's supposed to go out and it's staying there and it start grouping itself and ends up as your gallstones, your fibroids, and all of those things. You can then implement smart supplementation. This is where you have to be informed and choose more whole food supplements versus synthetics. Synthetics are products that are generated in the lab. They simulate the food. They simulate the whole food. Like most of our medication that we take they've actually simulated what natural plant materials could help us with. Even though nowadays, when you tell your doctor that you are supplementing with something, they said, no, don't do any of those things. It's not good for you. But the pharmaceutical has actually mimicked that plant material, that herb that they say don't take it. It has been mimicked and patented so that they can make money with it. But you can actually, supplement, eat the herbs, take those herbs, take those, whole foods that you have. You also want a supplement that your body can absorb. Most of the supplements on the market, they may tell you that it has got a high level of calcium, it has a high level of potassium, high level of magnesium. But the question is, can your body absorb all of those, or you are just wasting them? They're just running through your number one, or your number two, because the body can't take all of it. So you want to really be looking at that absorption rate, which is why if you are a doTERRA member, the good thing with doTERRA is that they power their supplements with essential oils. And because essential oils work with the body and not against it, they aid that absorption. And then, is it bioavailable? Some of those supplements are not bioavailable. They are not readily available for the body to take up. So it means you're going to throw them away before you even use them. And then the last thing that's not there is even retention. Are you retaining them or not? So those are the questions that you need to watch when you are really looking at that. So I'm just going to do a very simple process to someone who is realizing that their metabolic health is compromised. What is the intervention that you can do? So the first one is tilling the soil. You can start preparing your body, strengthening your terrain by eating nutrient-dense food, mostly whole food. Whole food, I normally call it real food. You look at it, you realize that, okay, this is corn, this is maize, this is sorghum meal, this is carrots, versus something that's really processed. So it means if you've got maize meal and you've got corn, your corn or your maize is a whole food, and your maize meal is processed food. So that's how you really look at it, like that. Your wheat, and then you look at the flour. So you want to go more towards the whole food, the things that you can identify. Your meat versus minced meat. Your beef versus your sausage. So all of that. So you want to really work on doing that. And this is where smart supplementation comes in. Because we also know that the food that we eat have now been really stripped of nutrients for taste. So if you look at some of the green apples, green apple used to be bitter. Because I've always been, I came out of sugar, is it 10 years ago? Yeah, this is my 10th year without eating sugar. So my taste buds are so sensitive to things that have got sugar. So I don't eat things like a red apple because it's very, very sweet for me. So I've been running to the green apple. Now all of a sudden, even the green apple is sweet. So everything, things that used to be sour when we were young, they are now sweet. Things that used to be small in size, like our vegetables, our fruits, they are now big. So really the business side of selling food has overtaken the reason why we need those food, the nutrients part of it. So that's why we need to be able to supplement. And in doTERRA, we do have what we call a foundational wellness bundle. It helps us supplement our nutrition. It helps us give our body the omega-3, because we need both omega-3 and omega-6 in balance, like in 1-to-1 ratio. But right now, this shows that we have like 16 parts of the omega-6 and only a 1 part of the omega-3. And because our body does not produce omega-3, we need to take it in either through food. So that would be your fish. It would be your sardines, all of those, the fish that would give you that omega-3. But ask yourself, when is the last time you ate fish? Not the one that's crammed in a can that you don't know how long was packed in that can. When is the last time that you ate fish? Zero. So where did you get your omega? Zero. Or omega-3. Instead, you are getting omega-6 from the seeds oil. Your canola oil, your I've even forgotten those names because I don't use those oils. Your Sunstar, your right brand, all of those other oils that are made of seeds, they've got very high levels of omega-6, which is impacting your health versus the omega-3 that you need for your brain health, for your cellular health, and for your joints in the body. And then it has a PB Restore. PB Restore is a probiotic. It's a 4-phased probiotic that is designed to support all the microbes in your body. So the one that was on special yesterday, for those of you who are in doTERRA, the PB Assist is a probiotic that is actually designed just to target our gut health. But PB Restore is mostly for our entire microbe. We have got microbes in the entire body, not just in the gut. So the PB Assist targets, the gut. The PB Restore targets the entire, the entire microbes in your body. And here you can even add Terrazyme as an enzyme that helps break down your food. So the first two there supports your, the VMG supports your nutrition and the E omega, your nutrition, your vitamins. And the PB Restore supports your digestion. That's why we call it foundational wellness. And then why foundation first? Because it's going to stabilize, your body, strengthen it, and support your detox organs. Because most of the time we want to run to fix the organs when you have not given it the raw materials that it needs to work properly. And then the second phase is you can detoxify. So this is where instead of running to the targeted solution, you can just go into detoxification, clear the pathway, cleanse and open those pathways. Because if your detoxifying organs are burdened with toxins, and you add other things on top, like your supplements, sometimes your organs are not able, to absorb those or even filter them. So it's like it's an overburden to them. So for anyone who is, who has a metabolic compromise, I recommend that they start with nutrition, changing how they eat, and then they support their body into releasing the waste that has been stored. And then once you have done that, the third part now, so these are your detox pathways. It's going to be your liver, your kidneys, your lymph, your gut, your skin, and your lungs. These are the detox pathways. So anytime when you see your skin erupting, your pimples, all of those things, that is waste being eliminated through your skin. And the best way to heal your skin is not applying, things there to try and fix it from the outside. The best way is inside out. When you start healing your gut, you start healing your toxin pathway, your face will clear up naturally. So these are some of the oils that can really help you, support your detox. There are food that you can eat, mostly, the sour food, the green food like your broccoli, your cauliflowers. All of those greens can help support your pathways. But you can use smart supplementation, your endocrine, fennel, grapefruit, lemon, ginger, PB Restore, and hydration is what can really help you, do that. And then the third phase is your metabolic repair. So that's when now, after you have tilled the soil, removed the weeds, now you can start planting. You can start doing that repair and strengthening. So this is the best way to actually do it without overburdening your organs there. And that is, we have the Meta Power system. I think that's the one that was here. It's lost there. So the Meta Power system is a doTERRA system that actually targets our metabolic health. So you target our metabolic health by, bringing in products that are able to support and bridge those gaps that I talked about, Remember, I talked about cell maturation, how our cells start ballooning, and ballooning. We can supplement that when we use the MetaPower blend oil. Is the oil that slows down that cell maturation. And then I talked about your sugar spike. So the MetaPower Assist is the product that will help you to slow down the conversion of the carbohydrates or the starch that you eat into sugar. So it helps, slow down those sugar spikes. And then the third product, the MetaPower Advantage. Remember, we talked about how our body ages because it does not produce that molecule, the NAD+. So the MetaPower Advantage comes in to bridge the gap between our health span and our lifespan. So it's what helps, the body produce that NAD so that we don't age quickly. And when we are getting old, we are still healthy. You don't lack willpower. You are not well, Abigail. The urge to eat is not about willpower. It's because your metabolic health is compromised. So it's the one that is saying, feed me, feed me. So you need to go through a process of retaming it to know that it's okay to not be eating. And also we need to find out what's causing you to be eating. Sometimes you are not hungry. Sometimes it's just an emotional egg. Most of the time addiction comes in when we have a need that we don't know how to feel. So instead of giving the body what it needs, we just give it something else. So all of these things, all of these addictions, whether it's drugs, whether it's sugar, whether it's alcohol, whether it's pornography, whether it's watching movies, TV, being on Facebook, is like an avoidance mechanism where we are avoiding to deal with what's at hand, what we need to deal with. So once you are able to start unpacking those things, you can actually be supported to really, start getting, reclaiming your health and your metabolic health back. So MetaPower Advantage comes in to bridge that gap, over where we are aging fast because our body is not able to produce the NAD+. But even if you had abused your body, your health over the years, MetaPower Advantage is what can help you do a healthy catch-up. Remember, I said you can reverse a lot of those chronic illnesses. You can even reverse aging when you give the body what it needs. You can reverse aging. I'm gonna ask Tembifis here to just share her journey with you if you are there. So MetaPower Advantage has collagen. This one has got 9 types of collagen. It's not just about looking beautiful. Most of the collagens out there are about looking beautiful. Most of them are actually even like maybe one type of protein in there. The MetaPower Advantage has got 9 peptides that target it's going to target your skin, it targets your brain, your cell integrity, it's going to target your joint health. So it's really a well-rounded product that you can actually get. So it bridges that gap. If you are using it, I started using it last year around this time. Was it this time, Mary, when there was the MetaPower challenge? Yeah, I think it was around this November last year when we started, or even earlier. And I've been using it for a year now. My husband, who is pre-diabetic, who was on the verge of going on into medication, and I refused because I knew that his health was going to just start dropping with that medication, with the sugar imbalance. The medication is not addressing the root cause. It's just putting a band-aid there. So I said, no, you are not going on medication. I'm going to use food and the doTERRA products, and you are going to put lifestyle. You are going to walk, find a way what you want to do, whether you are going to the gym or you are walking, but we are going to address that at home. And he started taking this meta power advantage. He keeps on looking at himself. He just loves the new person that he is. His vision was impaired. Last year, he started, 2 years back, he started wearing glasses. This year, he stopped wearing those glasses and keep on saying, hey, sugar diabetes, like sugar diabetes nearly took my eyesight. So that's what it looks like. I'm not telling you things that I read in the books. I'm not telling you something because I want to sell something to you. I'm sharing with you real life, applicable things that you can do and start doing at your home if you want to reverse that. So he has been hypertensive for many years. We are also working on that hypertensive. But I've realized that people who are in hypertensive, they are so indoctrinated with medication that even if they are better, they just take the medication. So he's still getting there. But with sugar diabetes, he's not doing it, and he's out. He eats twice. I worked with him, Abigail. He was eating every time when he woke up in the morning. So I worked him. I started cooking. For this whole year, I was cooking because we don't have a helper who's cooking. And I said, okay, start pushing your eating time to 10. At least eat at 10. And then eat at 11. Then eat at 12. So we've just been pushing it away that now he can go up to 12 and even 1 without having his first meal. And it's because we have also changed what he's eating. So he's eating more protein, more fats. And we have cut out refined carbohydrates for him. So his starch is just vegetables. On occasion, he may eat whole foods, grains, but mostly is vegetables. Okay. So even though I shared that the meta power system is what will help you, if you have got a serious metabolic health compromise, I don't recommend starting with meta power advantage. Otherwise, the biologist in me would not be doing you justice. I recommend you just reclaiming your health from the beginning, starting with boosting your nutrition. So if you want to supplement, you then start with the Meta Power, with the Foundational Wellness Bundle first, so that you start now giving the body what it needs, those nutrients, those vitamins. And then we then start working on eliminating some of the waste, because all of those things are, most of it is going to be waste that's not going out. And then advance and add on the Meta Power system. But I'm sharing the Meta Power Advantage BOGO because this month, when you are a doTERRA, when in doTERRA, you can get an extra Meta Power Advantage when you buy one. So you kind of get 2 months supply. So you can actually start storing it. If you want to restore metabolic health, what I can say is buy your Meta Power Advantage now, because you're going to have 2 months supply. And then the following month, or if your budget allows, buy the Foundational Wellness Bundle and then the Meta Power. But if it doesn't, get your Meta Power Advantage, 2 of them now. And then next month, get your Foundational Wellness Bundle and start from there. I know why I'm saying this. Because if you jump to using, like, adding more protein in your body, when your body is not able to process the protein, then you are going to have other side effects. And the doctors are going to say, no, it is that supplement that you are taking. When actually it's not the supplement that you are taking. It's because your detoxing organs are already overburdened. So that is why I recommend that you give the food, your body, what it needs, and then you help it to release what it doesn't need. And then now you can then now start adding, other things, because you know that your organs can actually handle them. So that's really what I want to really share with you, is to really look at it from that from that perspective. So if you were to start, if you are watching this and you realize that, okay, most of those symptoms that Hannah was talking about, I have them. I can't stop eating. I need to be eating. I can't even, eat 3 meals a day. I need to be eating in between. I need to be drinking coffee. I need to be drinking energy drink. All of those things, all of those heck things that we actually go through. Or I feel dizzy, all of those things. Then your starting part is your nutrition. And how do you supplement that nutrition? Your foundation, which is your nutrients, your E omega, supplementing your digestion. And then I think I've swapped those. And then I think I've put this, the Meta Power, because that one I want you, if you buy it now, it will help you to really go through it in a longer period without having to pay much. And then look at what are the detox oils. So that's what you could buy, some of those detox oil, if you can afford to buy them. Then you start stockpiling that. Like I'm saying, I'm not sharing with you just theory. 3 months back, if it's 3 or 4 months back, one of my team members, who's also my I co-teach and co-coach with her. She has been struggling for many years with hormonal imbalance. She gained a lot of weight. She went to all of those hospitals. She went to GPA. She went to Bukamo. So she did so many tests. And it reached its peak, I think, 3 or 4 months back. And she's a doTERRA member. This was like one of the first people that I enrolled when I started sharing last year, because I had shared the oils with her. And she was not using these products. She had just packed them there. So she phoned me. It was in the evening. She said, I'm very sick. She was telling me so many things, and I could tell, because my background is biology. I'm a biologist by profession. So whenever you tell me symptoms, I kind of know what's going on. So I knew that there was a lot going on for her. It was neuropathy, it was all sorts of things, hormonal imbalance, and all of those things. So instead of telling her, go and buy this oil and buy this oil that's balancing the hormones, I told her, I said, I recommend that you go into at least a 30-day detox. And then you now buy targeted products. So then she bought Copaiba, she bought the Deep Blue, because she had sore muscles. Sore joints. She had that, the common, the sciatica nerve and the disc, all of those disc movements. So I said, okay, get your product so that you can do a 30-day detox, and then just target your joint pain, your neuropathy pain, and then do that detox. Someone who could not even wear a 3/4 heel. Last month, is it last month or the month before, she was able to start wearing those. She has lost so much weight, not by buying slimming things or doing any of those things, but just because she was able to really eliminate a lot of the waste, a lot of the unused hormones that were really stuck there in her body. She lost so much weight. She is glowing. She's feeling much better, just by following this path that I'm actually sharing with you. She had a lot of weight. I didn't get her into Meta Power. I just said, no, just start with the foundational wellness, and then target the pain, the joint pain, target the neuropathy, but give the body what it needs and eliminate. So she started with the LLV, which is like our the capsules version of the Meta Power Advantage. And then she bought the detox oils that she started taking, in intervals, like the endocrine 10 days and then grapefruit, like that. And it has worked for her. So that's what I wanted to just share with you. And if you are here and you just hear me saying doTERRA, you are wondering, what the heck is that? So doTERRA is the #1 essential oil company in the world. There are so many essential oils in the world, but some of those essential oils are not, pure and extracted from plants. Some are created in the lab. They are synthetic. But doTERRA sources their oils all over the world. They get them where they are originally grown, and invest a lot of money into testing them, making sure that they are pure, removing the fillers, removing the toxins that are not needed in it. and then packaging it so that we can buy it and use it. And basically what an essential oil is plant extract. So that's the aromatic compounds, because they all have a smell. So it's the aromatic compounds. You will get the recording. Thank you very much. So it is those aromatic compounds that they just extract. So if you have eaten an orange or a lemon, opened it, and you saw oil coming, into your face, or oil left in your hands, that's lemon or orange essential oil. If you have drinking peppermint tea, the leaves, you have put them in your cup, you have steamed them so that you can drink that tea. That aroma, that minty aroma there, is actually coming from the peppermint essential oil from those leaves. So with the essential oils are like our herb counterparts, but here they've just extracted the aroma, the aromatic compound in there. And because of that, the oils are more potent, 72% more potent than the herbs. So it means they work very fast, targeted. You don't need to use a lot of them. Just a small drop goes a long way. You use peppermint, for example, just one drop of peppermint will do wonders for you, and is equivalent to like plant material that can make 28 bags of tea. So that's what those oils are. The plants use them to defend themselves. When we use them, we tap onto those health benefits as well to help us. So that's what doTERRA does. It sells those essential oils, but then it has also created supplements that are powered by those essential oils. And because of that, it means the body can identify with them, they can easily absorb them, and it can retain them for a longer period of time, because like recognizes like. So doTERRA chose to sell its product through a direct selling method. They are not selling to the whole to the shop, to your Costco if you are in the US, your Clicks, your Discount. They are selling to individual people like me and you. And those people are either a customer. If you are using them for your personal personal use, you can open an account, wholesale account at 25 and buy 25% discount. Then there are people who love these products because they do work and they decide to share them with other people. doTERRA rewards you with a referral bonus, and we call you a sharer. If you are someone like me and other people who are here who are wellness advocates, and you are educating people about their health, you are educating them about the essential oils and how best to supplement, then doTERRA calls you a builder, and it rewards you with a comprehensive compensation plan that can either generate extra income for you, or it can even replace your income. So those are the three pathways that are actually available. So some of the products, those products that I shared, you can actually buy them in doTERRA, either as by opening your own wholesale account or buying them from someone who has an account, which is actually the most expensive way. I don't recommend anyone I know buying those products at retail when they can actually buy them at 25% discount, which is really affordable. So if you don't have a doTERRA account, you can talk to the person who invited you here. If it's me via email, you can respond to that email that I sent you, and I'll take you through the process of opening your own wholesale account so that you can get those products for free. But what I also want to share, because I am actually a holistic health coach before I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate. I know some people saw me through doTERRA, but those who know me, I am a health enthusiast for many, many years, and I've always believed in natural health. That's what I've been using for myself and my coaching clients for many years. And I am launching my year-long natural health immersion program, where I'm able to support you with your health, not just by giving you supplements, but helping you understand how your body works, helping you understand what you need to do to give your body what it needs and heal from the inside out. And not in a one-day workshop, but in a space time throughout a year where you focus on one area of your life, gradually until you have restored your health. And I'm going to, I'll be opening, founder member spots at a very lucrative and a price that you wouldn't want to resist. So within this Black Friday window, I will announce that. And if you need support to turn around your health beyond just, trying to manage symptoms, this is your sign and where you can actually get the support that you need. So I'm just gonna stop here and take your questions. Tembi, if you are there, I would love for you to just share your story where you are actually, coming from with your health and where you are at now. I know that most of it was not even through the oils. So the oils came in later.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. H. Yes, I come a long way with my health. Probably I should start from the aspect that I was retired early from my employment, and in those initial years of my retirement, I went into a lot of emotional turmoil, ending up, trying to fill the time of work by trying to do all sorts of things, supporting people all over the place. And in the process, I overstressed myself, which led into, health issues, which led to me literally just starting to be having more high blood pressure and those diseases. So in the process of trying to say to myself, I think there is more to life than this, I then met Dr. H. I started my journey of personal development with her. I went a number of years. I think we first met in 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I then started to take care of my health, doing body movements. In the process, I ended up, really getting hooked on taking care of my health. Now I could skip 1,000 skips. I can walk 10,000 steps. And also, I was introduced to mindfulness. So I went into, just being able to calm my body without anything that I had to take. And suddenly I felt that I was alive. My health was back. I was able to, to be part of my family, because at the time I just felt, yeah, I was here, but I wasn't really around. So it was prior to last year when I had the encounter with the Doterra. In the process, I developed a very terrible backache, and this backache was giving me a problem that I couldn't drive long distances. And if I did try to drive a long distance, I would come back and I would be crawling to the physiotherapy. And I was taking all sorts of painkillers. One thing I know, I could not live without my Prodol next to me. But then when I started, when I went to a retreat, and then the backache as usual. Then I told Dr. H that I was having a backache. I don't think I was going to be able to do the activities. Then he gave me a small bit of cream and said I should apply it on my back. And I can still remember that the following day we're supposed to do mindful walking. I had thought to myself, with this back, I don't think I will walk. But in the morning, I woke up. I had even forgotten that I had a backache the previous night. I was walking. There was no problem. Then I asked her, "What is that thing you gave me?" Then she told me that no, it's a deep blue rub from doTERRA, and I said no. This thing has helped me with my back. That I've gone through a lot of doctors and I just never got any relief. So after the retreat, she sat down with me just out of interest and showed me the oils. It wasn't like, she was marketing the oils. She was just showing me. And I was fascinated because I was seeing a whole box full of oils. And she was saying, this, I never part with this box. This is what I take with me. That's why you saw somebody was not well and I did this. Then I said, and there's something so helpful. So that's where I finally said to myself, no, I think I also want to get myself these oils. And this is how I got into doTERRA. But let me just tell you the doTERRA story. That after I got the oils, and obviously for me, it was the backache. The backache was gone. When the Meta Power that was started last year, I also participated in that. The energy that I had was just, unbelievable. I think if you hear of my age and you realize the kind of energy that I have, then you realize that these doTERRA oils and the supplements, they actually work. In fact, today, just I took my husband to a physiotherapist, and when we got there, the lady who was helping my husband was asking my husband, "Is this your daughter?" And my husband says, "I got tired of being asked whether this is my daughter. And so I just agreed that this is my daughter." So basically what I'm trying to say is it has brought life to me. It has brought a lot of energy. I took the Meta Power, but I have morning routines where I do my oils, balance, so that when I get out of the house, I'm really a balanced person. Beginning of this month, I started on the VMG Plus. Wow. That is the foundational wellness that she was talking about. I sleep, my skin is glowing. I am just full of energy. And one thing that I've noticed is that my brain just seems to be working much faster than it has ever done. That I'm even able to catch up what younger people cannot catch up. When maybe in a conversation I'm able to analyze things and catch that up. So this is my life with doTERRA. I'm really excited. I just can't stop talking about it. Thank you.
Okay, for the sake of some people who are here, Tembi, can you briefly talk about how you are using doTERRA to support your family members, especially your two family members? Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm using doTERRA. Maybe I should start from the daughter to my cousin who had a stroke for many years. That last year September, I mentioned it to Dr. H that she was bedridden, and she gave her some sample oils, and within I think it was even within just 2 days that they realized that there was a great improvement. And then within a week, she was able to start moving. She was able to start moving her arm and her leg. In less than a month, because it was September, in October, we went to Francistown. She was able to come to the event just because of the samples that Dr. H gave her. My husband had a stroke in May, that he was not able to walk, not able to talk. I used the doTERRA oils on him. The first checkup, the doctor was saying, what happened? Why has he improved so quickly? Then I was saying, no, it's I'm using your tablet, but I'm supporting him with doTERRA oils. And he said, no, continue doing that. I took my husband last week for another checkup, and the doctor said, no, he is fine. The only thing that he needs now, he just needs to go for physio so that he can strengthen his joints, because now he's able to move. He's walking with his walking stick, and it's because of the doTERRA oils that I've used on him. But what I noticed is using the lifelong vitality, which is what Dr. H was talking about as a foundational wellness, that it brought a much quicker functioning of the brain because of the omegas. Now he's able to catch up. He can see somebody on TV that he has seen for a long time, and he'll tell you, this is the president. He'll even notice small little things to say, it looks like he has gained a lot of weight. Then I say, no, now you are really catching up. So really, doTERRA has done great things for me.
Thank you very much. And can you tell them how old you are, Sister?
Oh. I'm 72 years old.
Yeah. So do you believe that we are in pain and looking old because of our age or because of our habits?
Well, where is
Yeah,
who was saying?
Huh?
There's somebody who was saying I'm saying there's somebody who was saying she cannot stop eating. I was saying maybe she should look at me.
Yes, she should look at you.
Yes, Abigail. Are you there?
Yeah,
Yes, I'm still
Abigail.
yes, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yes. So if a 72-year-old can be able to use these oils and supplements, surely you can be able to use them as well and improve your health. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Anyone who has recognized their symptom and who thought maybe they were bewitched or they were too old, only to realize that no, that's your lifestyle. That's giving you those. And mostly that's your metabolic health. That's compromised. All right. If there are no questions, no comments, then I'll say good night, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. I appreciate, I know there are a lot of things challenging, wanting our attention, but it's only the commitment that help us decide where we are spending our time. Thank you very much and good night.
Right.
Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Hannah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.